Good morning, everyone. What is going on? It is me. It is Chris Spade over at Keller Williams Realty with another edition of Bathroom Chats. This is where I get into the bathroom and, we talk real estate while I get ready for work using my favorite Dior. This is really good for shaving. It's also a facial cleanser. And I got some new products to share with you too. My friend David gave me some new stuff, so we're gonna try out some fun stuff here in a bit, because I got some stuff to talk about today. So I want to talk to you guys about if you're selling your home and why the top offer you get on your home might not be the best offer. So let's talk about that for a second. The San Diego real estate market is insane, and we're going to go over those numbers in just a little bit. But, your highest offer that you as a seller can get on your property, not necessarily the best. So let me give you an example. Down the street, I ran into an agent who is in escrow on one of her listings, a condo. And before all of you come at me and be like, why didn't you list it? She sold it to her, and they're good friends. That's why I didn't, because some people have already asked me that. But really nice agent. And anyway, she got 10 offers. Now, we wrote an offer on that condo, and we wrote a really strong offer, and we didn't get it. And in fact, I ran into her when I was walking the dogs and had a really good conversation. And she said that they're in escrow at $640. They had it on the market at $629. So I think, that's a very reasonable offer. $10,000 higher is very reasonable. She was telling me, however, that she had an offer that was for much higher, but that the terms were not great, and that she didn't think the property would appraise. And so she told her seller, apparently, that she was like, I'm not 100% sure this would happen. Ultimately it's the seller's decision, but the seller in this case decided not to go for the highest offer, which I think was probably smart because, she might have had appraisal issues. Now, these appraisals matter, period, when you are selling a property, but it really matters, especially if you're doing a VA loan or an FHA loan, because you have extra paperwork you got to sign with the contract, right? So you can't just assume that, the buyer's going to bring in the extra cash. You can write it in, but you can't assume that it's going to end up being that way. So then there was another case around the corner from that, another condo where they put it on the market for $599, almost the exact same type of condo, but this one they put it on. Hold on, I gotta read this. Moisturizer. So this, guys, is Paracone. This is a cell thing, to make your face pretty. So I'm gonna put that on. A little dabble do ya. But anyway, so that one, they got offers, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos in 92116. Apparently, he told me he got $660, but I heard through the grapevine that he got $670 on that. First of all, my thought is, who's paying $670,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in 92116? Because if I had one of those to sell, you bet I would be putting that on the market all day long. So that's number one. Number two, I don't know that they went with the highest offer, because we wrote an offer on that one too, and we wrote ours over list price, and we didn't even get a counter offer because we weren't one of the top ones. This is the Paracone moisturizer. You guys got to try that. Anyway, I love this stuff, but you don't need much. So anyway, we didn't get those. Highest offer, not always the best. So let's talk about what you can do so that way you're a seller not getting locked up into a contract Oh, this smells like rose, you guys. You gotta get this stuff. I got this from my neighbor. Well, my former neighbor. Anyway, so let's talk for a quick second. Well, I'll take a break getting ready. So your first offer, not necessarily the best. So what can you do as a seller? First and foremost, look at financing terms. What type of financing are they doing? Are they paying cash? Now, here's what you know about cash. Everybody always says, cash is king, cash is king. To an extent. I mean, if it's not what the seller wants on the price, it's not king. I mean, if the seller can get $10,000 more and know that they're not going to have any appraisal issues, they're going to probably wait the 30 days to get that extra cash. BTW, Paracone eye remover, must have, especially for real estate agents in this market in California. But what you need to know is that cash is not always king. But if you can pay cash, you know, hey, I'm all in for paying cash and not having to deal with the loan. And that's just the way it is. A good cash offer will always win out. So if you can pay cash, do that. Otherwise, look at the financing. How much money are they putting down? Is it going to be FHA, VA financing? There's nothing wrong with FHA or VA financing whatsoever. Nothing wrong with it. In fact, I think they're great loan programs. You just have to be, diligent on the type of financing you're going to offer. Like if you've got peeling paint around the fascia board of your house, an FHA or VA loan may not be what you want unless you're going to want to paint all that because you're going to have to fix it because the appraiser is going to call it out. So it's stuff like that you need to know about. So make sure you're working with a good agent that knows this kind of stuff because you don't want to have a repair dropped in your lap that you weren't anticipating, like painting your whole house, right? Or having a huge painting project like painting the fascia board. The second thing you want to do is look at the terms. What type of terms do they have? Are they finishing their inspections quickly? The California Purchase Agreement says 17 days. It's 17 days on everything. It's 17 days on the appraisal, loans, disclosures, title reports, inspections, you name it, all of that stuff. Did the buyer reduce that inspection time at all? Did they cut that inspection time down to close that gap up a little bit? How fast are they going to close? Are they going to close in 30 days, 45 days, 21 days, 14 days? All those types of things. How fast are they going to close? Those are some things that you're going to want to know too. The big thing that we're seeing is appraisal gaps. So right now, we are seeing a lot of issues with appraisals. And so if your property does not appraise. So what is an appraisal? Appraisal is when a third party inspector, if you will, comes out for the bank. They come and they look at the property, they place a value on the property, and they say, at this date, at this time, this house is worth X number of dollars. And then they put a value on that, despite what the contract says. So if the contract says you're in escrow for $900,000, but the appraiser says, no, today this property is worth $850,000, then that is what the appraiser says it's worth. So is the buyer willing to come up with an appraisal gap? Which means if the property doesn't appraise at contract price, is the buyer going to deliver in cash that difference between the appraised value and the contract price? If they're not, then that's probably not something you want. So if you have a $900,000 offer, but your home's on the market for, $8.25, and it only appraises for $850, that means you're gonna have to do one of two things. One, cancel the deal if you're not willing to come down from $900,000. Two, you're gonna have to come down $50,000 to meet that $850 appraised value. Or three, the buyer is going to have to come in and you're going to have to come in and split the difference or split it somehow, whether it's 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever you want to do. But if you want to keep that together, that's the other thing that you're going to have to do. So appraisals are becoming a big issue. So if you're selling your house and there's this gap in the appraised value of the property, you are definitely going to have issues. And I know there's a lot of people, especially in San Diego County, we are having appraisal issues. So you need to be careful for that. I was going to say one other thing and I completely forgot as I was rambling. But let's go over the numbers in San Diego County. So as of this morning at about 6:30, when I pulled these numbers, there are 1,744 properties on the entire MLS in all of San Diego County. Okay? There are 485 condos, and there are 1,258 detached houses in the entire city of San Diego. So if you are thinking of selling, now would be the time to sell. Some of the things that we're writing in offers right now, we're doing closing periods with up to 2 months rent back to the sellers at zero consideration, which means no charge to the sellers. So we're doing that. We are also writing appraisal gaps up to a certain dollar amount. We're not doing the full appraised gap, but if there's an appraisal gap, we're doing a certain dollar amount. Anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, whatever the buyer is comfortable with. But that's how we're getting some of these accepted. So if you're thinking of selling, this is what you need to know. Now, here's the other thing I want to point out. Under $800,000 in all of San Diego County, there's only 489 properties available, and that's detached and attached properties under $800,000. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. That's less than 1/4 of the total houses available for sale. So if you, as a buyer, are in that under $800,000 price range, especially if you're hovering in that $600,000 to $700,000 price range, inventory is even more tight and more limited. Just to give you some more perspective, I just picked one zip code, 92104 North Park. There is one detached house in North Park under $800,000 in all of 92104. So that just tells you what's happening to our inventory. So we are, we're kind of back at that 20, like summer of 20 to summer of 20, spring of 22, where it was insane and people are doing all sorts of things to get offers accepted. So if you are thinking that you want to do this, now is the time. Also, I didn't check this morning, but as of yesterday, a little over 1,000 pre-foreclosure properties in San Diego County as well. And almost 600 bank owned, and I think it was just over 500 that are slated to go to auction. So maybe we'll talk about that next week, what it takes to buy a foreclosure property. But in the meantime, I'm going to put on my Sauvage from Christian Dior and get to work. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop a comment below. Please give me a thumbs up on this video, a share if you would. I totally appreciate it. And if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, feel free to reach out to me. If you are a realtor that has watched this, which I see a couple of you are, Molly is watching it, and Leona is watching it from Portugal. And you want to be on bathroom chats with me and get ready for work, we'll schedule a bathroom chat. I like to do these on Wednesdays. So anyway, let me know. I'd be happy to have you guys on bathroom chats and get your perspective from what's happening in your markets across the United States. But anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you are having a great day. Be safe out there. Bye.